2 words, Delta Breeze.
What's going on, everyone? Delta Breeze here, bringing you guys a brand new series to my channel. Today, I'm going to be introducing to you guys Draft League battles. This is my first time ever doing a Pokemon Draft League, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. So if you're thinking, what's Pokemon Draft League? It's kind of like fantasy football. You draft Pokemon from a tier list and try your best to create the best team possible. Being the coach of the San Antonio Sprites, I'll go head-to-head in a 6v6 singles battle style with other coaches, and every week, we will battle until one is crowned champion. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over my team of 12 and why I drafted them. If you're still here, that means you're liking what you're watching. If that's the case, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click that post notification for some more awesome content. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, to start things off, each coach was given 120 Pokemon to draft. I was fourth in the draft. I had to wait 3 picks until I got mine, first one. And my first pick, I ended up choosing my team captain, Eiscue Rapid Strike. This dude's a menace, man. Water and fighting typing. Great way to start out that fire, water, grass core. Pretty fast, definitely hard hitting. Surging strikes, close combat, U-turn for pivot momentum, Aqua Jet for priority, and a ton of great coverage and moves. Aerial Ace, Ice Spinner, Trailblaze. Great coverage. I thought it was such a good pick, you guys. It was still there when it got to me at pick 4, and I had to have it. There's no way I'm not gonna let this thing go undrafted. So I ended up grabbing that one as my first pick. I was super excited, and then from here on out, I had to wait. I can't even do the math right now. So many picks until it got back to me. But when it did, I was ended up grabbing Corviknight. Corviknight was my next pick at 14 points. Eiscue was 19. Corviknight's 14. And I was so happy I grabbed this. I was really nervous that it was gonna get grabbed. I'm surprised no one did grab Corviknight. It's such a monster with a high defense stat. You do max defense, max HP. It can take a ton of hits, especially even fire. It can take fire hit attacks, electric, physical attacks. And it'll eat those up. With reliable recovery and roost, defog for hazard removal, good coverage, body press, iron head, brave bird. I gotta have it. It takes some hits. It can roost off. Rocky helmet to every time it does take the hits, it'll get the chips off. It's super nice. So I thought this was such a good start to my defensive core, and then also my Dragon Steel and Fairy core. So great start. Super happy for that. And it wasn't too long until I got my next pick. I only had to wait about 6, I believe, 6 or 7, something like that. So very quick. And I wanted to get the one and only mascot for the SA Sprites. I decided to end up picking Shaman at my 3rd pick. Very excited I got this guy. It was only 10 points. So I was like, okay, it might be sleeper, maybe no one notices it. So I was gonna wait a little longer, but after Corviknight and seeing all these other good Pokemon get drafted, I was like, okay, I think I need my Shaman. This also goes with my Fire, Water, Grass core. This is gonna be my main kind of like utility belt, man. Like with 100 across the board and its base stats, it can be physically defensive, especially defensive, vice versa with the offense. Speed at 100, it can outspeed a ton of things. If you can scarf it, you can band it, you can specs it. Just overall, just a good utility Pokemon. Anything I need for a week, it'll be that spot filler. You do Leech Seed recovery, protect, synthesis, substitute, and then on the special side you get Seed Flare. It does suck with that accuracy kind of not being 100, but Seed Flare is a strong special attacking grass type move. You have Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam, Air Slash. Finally, I guess Play Rough on the physical side, Seed Bomb, Bullet Seed. There was something else I saw. Let me see real quick. Zen Headbutt, Trailblaze, boost of speed. I'm so glad I got my mascot. Shane is my favorite mythical. I'm actually in the middle of shiny hunting her right now at like 9,000 encounters, so over double odds. It's rough, it's brutal, but I'm getting there. But I want a Shaman, and I got a Shaman. It was my top 3 right here. But I wanted a strong ice type. I also wanted a strong electric immunity. And the best thing to do that was to grab that Mamoswine, baby. Love that dude. Love Gen 4 as a whole. And I want to grab Mamoswine. It's a good ground type. Take those electric type attacks. Ice Shard in priority. A high attack stat and 130 base power attack. It just goes nuts, man. It has Trailblaze, Knockoff, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Earthquake. Like, so good. And ability Thick Fat. It can take fire and ice types better. I wanted it, man. Like, and have a fire resistance almost in an ice type is so nice, you know. That was not my next pick. And then and I ended up going ahead and drafting Skeledirge as my next pick, as my 5th pick overall, with the ability Unaware. It just ignores swords dances, nasty plots, and with it being a bulky set, it can take the hits, it can slack off and get the health back. It can Will-O-Wisp to cripple things. The fire typing is such nice typing, man, especially paired with Ghost. Such an offensive type combination. I was like, this is coming along right nice, and my team is kind of forming together. It adds to my Fire, Water, Grass core. Those are all kind of nice and paired up with Urshifu, Shaman, and Skeledirge kind of having each other's back and being able to pivot in for one another. I thought that was super nice. Coming to this next, I was surprised this one hasn't got picked yet, to be honest. Sitting at 11 points, I went ahead and grabbed Alolan Muck. Huge fan of Alolan Muck, man. That typing, I love that typing. That's such an awesome typing, like an evil typing with a poison dart. There's only one weakness to ground. Everything else is either resisted or neutral to it. But having knockoff ability, toxic spike setup, I have the poison type to absorb any toxic spikes that might be used against me. I can run heavy duty boots, leftovers, assault vest, drain punch for recovery. Like Alolan Muck, I needed on my team like ASAP, and I was like biting my nails. I was like, it's gonna get drafted. It's gonna get drafted. I'm gonna get sniped. I know I'm gonna get sniped. But it was still there in that pick, so I ended up grabbing it. So that is my team so far. Super excited. That was 11 points. Looking at the team, like I wanted to grab someone that I knew very well, and that a good like type combination that can handle everything. It's super fast. It can be mixed attacker. It can be specially or off special or physical. And I thought the best pick and one of my true favorites that I grew up, I love this Pokemon ever since. Gen 4 has a special place in my heart, but I ended up grabbing Lucario as my next pick, my 7th pick overall. Like I said, it's a mixed attacker. You can go special and with Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, or you can go in the physical side and close combat, Bullet Punch, Shadow Claw, Crunch. There's good balance on both sides. It also has a ton of priority, extreme speed, Bullet Punch, like I said, Vacuum Wave. I was like, this is gonna be super useful on my team, especially with the offensive pressure that thing has. So I ended up grabbing it, super excited, and I was in desperate need of a dragon. I had not taken a dragon type yet, and I was on the edge of my seat every time I get the notification this got drafted. This got drafted. I was like, please don't let Goodra get drafted. This is my last kind of like hope of getting a dragon type. And then my time came, and I was so happy I was able to get Goodra. I did go ahead and drafted it, and I did make it my Terra captain. You can give it 3 different Terra types. One has to be Stab, and then the 2 it can be whatever. So out of the 3, I gave it Dragon, of course, and then Water, and Fairy. A good kind of bulky Pokemon. Special defense is through the roof. I think 150. Let me talk about the water typing real quick on that Terra type. That's the one I'm super excited for. Its ability Sap Sipper actually makes it immune to grass types, and it boosts its attack. So it doesn't take any damage. Attack goes +1, and it can steamroll after that, right? So giving it a water Terra typing, the only real weakness it has is electric. So I thought that was super nice. So super excited. I got my dragon. I got my special defensive mon. I was looking pretty good. Now I needed a fast electric type. Every good team needs a fast electric type to get a fast volt switch out of there. A lot of them were taken, and unfortunately I think my one regret on this kind of draft is waiting so long to draft a good electric type. So luckily, sitting nice and pretty in the 4-point slot, I ended up drafting Electrode, one of the fastest Pokemon to do it at base 150. Is stupid fast. Not terrible stats on the other board. I think it gets like 80 in defenses and 80 special attack, I believe. You can a fast volt switcher, has taunt, screens. I didn't make it. This is my other Terra captain, using 4 points on this, and these are my only 2 Terra captains on this team. So they're the only 2 Pokemon that can Terra. But he's Terra Electric. We got Terra Ice for those ground types. And then Terra Flying, again, for those ground types, just for a ground immunity. This dude, he's super exciting. A fast Volt Switcher is exactly what I needed to threaten the bulky water types. Again, I wish I had a little better than an Electrode, but, I mean, hey, don't sleep on Electrode, man. We'll see him pop off, I'm sure. I wanted to go like kind of favoritism here towards the end. I didn't have a Fairy type yet. I had Goodra as like the Terra Fairy, but not an actual Fairy type yet. So I ended up grabbing Doxbun. I actually had this in my first playthrough of Scarlet and Violet. I have a dog named Concha, so just the bred dog kind of mix. This is my fairy type. Not the best fairy type. I do know that. I do realize that there's a lot of other ones. I know Clefable went undrafted for the longest time. I want to go favoritism. I think I had what I needed. And a Doxbun is not bad at all, by no means. It has a really good ability, fire immunity, and well-baked body. I also raised my defense. I think that's a good kind of like in the plus column for Doxbun right there. It has Wish Support, Yawn, Wish Protect, Play Rough, the Elemental Fangs, Fire Fang, Ice Fang, Thunder Fang. It has usage. So I'm excited to see that thing put to work. It absolutely almost walls fire dragon types completely without its other coverage moves. But I wanted to have some fun. It's my dog. I had to get it. So I ended up grabbing Doc's Bun. And I thought I was going to pick my last one. I was like, you know what? I'm ready for my last one. So this, in my head, this was the end of my draft. 10 more points left. And I was like, you know what? It's still there. If it got drafted, it got drafted. But if it's still here, I'm not going to let it go undrafted. I ended up getting Torterra, my favorite starter of all time. My first Pokemon ever in Diamond. When I was a kid, I ended up picking Turtwig as my first starter Pokemon. Love Torterra, man. Another ground type for electric immunity. A huge ice weakness, but we can play around that. We have Skeledirge and Corviknight to deal with that, so I'm not too worried. It got a new move in Shell Smash. Torterra, after a Shell Smash, can go absolutely crazy. Can even sweep teams if they're not prepared. So I thought that was super cool. You have Leech Seed, Curse, Earthquake, Seed Bomb, Loaded Dice, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast. I love Torterra. I'm at 11 Pokemon so far. I have 3 points left, and I thought I was done with it. I thought I was done. I don't want any more Pokemon. My list was ended at Torterra, but I was looking at the 3s, just for fun, and I did see one Pokemon that I thought could be really, really useful in its own specific kind of way. But as you know, at 3 points, might as well, right? I have 3 points. So I ended up going ahead and grabbing Probopass as my 12th and final Pokemon. Probopass is definitely not the best. It's in the 3 tier for a reason. But looking at it, it does give me another Stealth Rock setter besides Mamoswine and Torterra. It is incredibly kind of almost bulky. Its HP is bad, but its special defense and defense are skyrocket at 150 and 145 respectively, I believe. So I was like, okay. It has Sturdy, so built-in Focus Sash. It also has a Magnet Pull, so I can trap some Steel types and maybe do some Iron Defense body press shenanigans. So it's not totally useless, right? People will sleep on it and it's like, oh, Probopass, I'm not going to prepare for that. He's not going to bring it. And then boom, I bring it and it mollywops some of your hard hitters. So why not, right? So these are my 12 Pokemon, you guys. I am so excited. Like I said, this is my first time ever doing a Pokemon Draft League. I used to watch it all the time. I used to watch A-Drive, Game Boy Luke, Shady Penguin, Seabad, and I would watch theirs all the time, and I was like, dang, Pokey MD, Joey, I watched it all the time. I was like, I want to do that someday, and this is my start, man. This is season 1 of the KPL, and I'm looking forward to every minute of it. Alrighty, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. First week starts the 22nd, Monday the 22nd. I don't know when this is going to go up, so I'm going to reach out to Eli, coach of March of the Eiscue team, see when we're going to have that battle. Super excited for you guys to watch, and excited to share this, my first experience with you guys. But that's going to be it for me, but I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.